Honestly, I'm really trying to, understand the whole reasoning for the Queen Dowager's behavior and, the chief physician's behavior in Missing Crown Prince. But I can't be understanding of it. I mean, whoop de doo. You guys were lovers and now you found each other again. Why do you need to kill all these people? Why do you need to cause all this trouble?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review on the Review Garden.
This is a disclaimer. If you haven't seen episode 5 and 6 of Missing Crown Prince, be sure to check them out before continuing with this review. Episode 5 pretty much, starts off where 4 ended, and, they gave you a little backstory. So I thought the father was going to die, the king was going to die, but apparently he's not. He just collapsed. So, but they did give him poison, and it wasn't the queen who gave him the poison. The queen dowager tricked her into cooking a meal for her, for the king, and then, she had it poisoned. So it wasn't the queen who wanted the king dead. It was the queen dowager. Because if you notice, like, even I said it in the other review, the person who was tasting it, the dish that was poisoned, she didn't taste it all the way. So she pretended to, and then, the king went down. So, the grand prince was really mad, because after seeing his mom was like, she was crying, and she was like, it was the queen dowager's fault. She tricked her, right? So then when he went to go see the queen dowager was like, well, you need to choose. Are you going to save your mom, or are you going to save your half brother? So he chose to save his mom. So that's why, the crown prince was taken prisoner um at the end of episode 4. So where they're holding the crown prince and the guy that he's always with, they saw the eunuch that was, for the crown prince, the one who stabbed him, and they beat him up. So they were trying to, like, um frame everyone. So they're like, oh, he's the one who gave the poison, and, the crown prince was the one who gave it to him. So they're justifying the fact that, you know that he's prisoner. And the other girl, the physician's daughter, she still doesn't know who he is. She doesn't know that, he's the crown prince. And when she was asking that guy, the soldier, well, I don't know if he's a soldier, I don't know his name, but he's the one who does all the errands for the physician. When she was asking him, like, why was that guy taken away? Da, da, da. And he was like, his excellency. And she started talking about her dad, but in my mind, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he wasn't talking about her dad. He was talking about the crown prince. So she still doesn't know and is unaware. So we'll see how long it takes for her to figure out that, he's the crown prince. And how is he going to get out of prison? Because the grand prince went to go see him, and, he pretty much was like, well, when I die, you have to, take over and run the country. And he's like, you're just gonna give up? I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're the one who put him in there. You chose your mom, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but you're like, oh, are you just going to give up? You need to use that brain of yours to figure out a plan and get out of here. And I really want to commend the mom, the queen. I'm like, she's a true mom because technically, based on what they said in the previous episode, the crown prince is not her child, but she raised both princes, um, equally as one unit. So that's why they're so close, right? So she was even ready to put her life on the line for the crown prince. So I'm like, that is, a true mom because she's like, regardless of him being my actual child, I'm still going to put my life on the line for him. And I think that's really nice. And that's why, the crown prince, um, he doesn't want to be like, oh, he didn't do it, because if he said he didn't do it, then the blame is going to go back on the mom, on the queen. So it's like, it's this whole, I'm just going to take the blame type of thing. So he needs to figure out a different method to get out of this problem. So pretty much the end, well, all of episode 5 was just, going back and forth. They wanting to, blame, or pretty much the crown prince to take the blame for what happened to the king. Um, and the crown prince decided he wanted to go see the queen dowager. And when he went to go see him, she's like, well, he was like, if you've ever, like, have an ounce of feeling for me, you would let the other two guys go, the bodyguard and the eunuch. And when he left, she was like crying and pleading with the chief um chief physician, well, her boyfriend, who is now the inspector general, and I think he even has a higher power now. um she was like, maybe you could save him, because it's reminding her of when she lost her own child. So I'm wondering what that's about. Obviously they're gonna reveal that in the future, but apparently she lost her own child a long time ago. So, she was pleading, but he's not going to let the crown prince live because of what the astrologer told him, you know, because it's like, if he lives, your daughter dies. If your daughter lives, then he dies. Or, you know, so he's not going to let the crown prince live because they're already tied together. So in his mind, the crown prince has to die in order for his daughter to live after he did that stupid wedding thing in their sleep. So, you know, and this is what I'm asking myself. So it's clear that the king is not her child, right? Is not the queen dowager's child. That's why I was wondering, because with the young one, she said something about grandmother. I'm like, grandmother? But the way you're acting with the king, you don't sound like a grandma. And the way you're trying to put the two princes against each other, there's no way you're acting like their grandmother. You're acting on your own interests, and you're acting based on the interests of your lover, because it also looked like he's the one driving everything. So in the end, I'm like, is she gonna find out that he's been using her this whole time? Long lost love, and she's like so in love that she's just doing whatever. Because even when she took the place of the king with all the court members, technically the person driving that whole thing was, you know, the physician and the left state counselor. So she looks like she's doing everything out of love, and that's why in that glimpse she's like, save the crown prince, because she doesn't want him to die. And there was a scene in episode 5 that did answer my question, because I was like, what happened to the crown prince's mom? So apparently the king was married to the crown prince's mom first, and then she passed away. So then he got a new wife, which is how, you know, the, which is why, they're there now. But in that clip, the king said that he wants to be buried with his old wife. And then you have the new wife who is like, well, the queen, who is like, you know, wiping his face and all that stuff. And I'm like, but then again, it's her father that is causing all, her father that is part of the people who's causing all the bad stuff, right? And towards the end of episode 5, they showed you that the king was like, his fingers were moving. So who knows? Maybe he will wake up soon. Let's hope so. Because he could, put all this thing to rest, that they're blaming the crown prince for, um, you know, trying to kill him. And he looks like he really loves, he looks like he really loves the crown prince. I mean, that's his firstborn. That's the son with his first wife that he loves so dearly, right? So he really loves him. So if he finds out that the crown prince died while he was, oh my gosh, this man is probably going to die himself. In episode 6, pretty much the crown prince escapes with the help of the grand prince. And honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where the mind frame of the grand prince is, because one second I'm like, okay, he's, helping his brother. On the other hand, he told the left state counselor, like, well, show me what you could do. How am I supposed to, you know so like one second he's showing he's on the side of the um of his grandfather, then another second he's on the brother's side. And then when the physician made him aware that, she might, his daughter might like the crown prince, and then now he might want to become the crown prince now, in order to win his love. And I'm like, in order to win, the girl. And I'm just like, where do you stand, sir? Where do you stand? I mean, I get it, trying to like weasel your way through certain things to kind of like have the upper hand, but he is just all over the place, that I don't know if in the end he's going to betray his brother. But he might feel some type of way too when he finds out that the girl is not in love with him, and the girl is in love with her brother, her with his brother. So because you already know that the crown prince and the royal physician's daughter are endgame. Now it's just a matter of, is she actually going to become the crown princess and become queen, or are they going to run away together and go live somewhere else, right? So with the crown prince escaping and with his bodyguard, now they have to hide out. So there was a time when, the guards came to try and find them. They fought their way and were able to hide. And as he was fighting, the stab wound that he got kind of opened up a little bit. So he was like sweating and feeling bad during the night. So the bodyguard went to go find the girl. then he saw um the royal physician's guard, and he thought it would be a good idea to go kidnap, quote, the royal physician's daughter, right? And he brought it back to where the he brought her back to where the crown prince is. And I'm like, you guys are really dragging this whole knot. But then again, it's only episode 6. But you're dragging the whole um hidden identity thing, right? So while they were having this conversation and the girl was so let's backtrack a little bit. So he put her in a bag type of thing, right? So it's kind of like a giant pillowcase, or it looked like a laundry bag. He put her in that and like carried her all the way from her house to where the crown prince was staying. But it was not the daughter, right? The daughter had already left the house. So the person he kidnapped was her servant girl, right? So when he brought the servant girl to the crown prince, they were talking on top of her. And I'm like, this would have been the perfect time for you to be like, your highness or crown prince, cuz he was like, "Oh, because I'm like this, you're looking down on me too." I'm like, this was a perfect time for you to slip in your highness or slip in the crown prince. But no, let's not do that. So, um the girl, the daughter, the actual daughter, saw the servant girl being kidnapped. So she went to go get the guys in the beginning that she was getting drunk with, um and that she beat up. She went to go get them to help. So they came, they found the girl, and they started fighting with the crown prince and stuff like that, and then they ran away. The bodyguard was like, "Oh, let me go find out if they're part of a gang or something." And then as he was taking the laundry bag off the servant girl, you know, the daughter actually came through the gate, and she was like, "My lady." And then that's when he realized that, he was like, "Wait, so you are a servant girl at the royal physician's office, royal physician's house?" And then that's pretty much how it ends. And I'm like, hello, it wasn't her who called my lady, it was the servant girl who called her my lady. So obviously she's not a servant girl from the royal physician's office, royal physician's house. She's the daughter of the royal physician. Like I'm like, are you gonna make that connection in episode 7, or are you now going to be like, oh, she's a servant girl from the royal physician's house? But then again, too, now he's gonna start putting, these facts together, like connecting the dots. And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.